Hey Pisces, it's Empress Rose here. Welcome to your reading. These are general readings, so we take what works, leave what doesn't, as with everything in life. If I don't catch your wavelength here, your storyline here, check your other major placements. And I've been posting photos of the spreads at the end. This is not, that's not doable. I mean, it is doable, but I don't know if I even have that much storage on my phone camera for that kind of book. Okay, we've got two. Any more? Nope. Okay. Quiet now. It's like, oh, you didn't want all those? Fine. I'll zip it. Okay, Pisces. Whew. What? This is a Pisces card if I've ever seen one. Sea Witch. So you are, this is a childlike mindset, childlike level of expertise here in the situation that you're in. You do have a toy propeller here. You've been pretending it's a propeller that you've been playing with and trying to understand, trying to get it. You don't have really a means of transportation yourself. You might be having some self-worth issues here, not necessarily feeling worthy yet, or you don't quite feel, I mean, the likelihood of you actually being a child of like 7 or 8 is very small on this video. You watching this, if you do, whoa, if you are 7 or 8, my goodness. What are you doing here? That's fascinating hobby you have. So, but you're feeling you have been feeling not quite ready to do something, not able to go somewhere, not able to move, not able to make movements. It might have to do with some sort of self-esteem issues of just not feeling good enough for something. You do have a companion that's here, a little fishy companion. I'm keeping an eye out for you. You're pretty committed to this, even though you're not sure you're worthy of it yet, or you're able to do this yet. You are very committed to learning about it. You might be starting to get a little annoyed and having those beginning feelings of like, okay, I am ready. Okay, I'm ready to go. I've been playing with this stupid propeller for a long time. I'm ready for my real propeller. But you're still 8, so maybe 9, I don't know. But so there's some frustration here of still being back here. But part of that is your own sense of unworthiness, I think, your own sense. And then part of it is just like, yeah, you got to get up to speed. You got to like learn. No one's, it reminds me of when reminds me of back in the day when I worked at a dude ranch, and the employees in the time off would do all sorts of fun things. So I hung out a lot with the fly fishing instructor, and he never let me graduate to a hook on the end of my string because there wasn't a session. I don't know, play. We were playing, and this is what this card is too, is playing. We just play around down at the river, and I hit people in the head with my fly every single time. So he never was like, yeah, you should have a hook on the end of that. So I never got to graduate to fly fishing with a hook. I just, and it was frustrating because I'd wanted to fly fish like my whole life. It just seemed so beautiful. A river runs through it. It came out when I was, younger, and made an impression on a young adult me. And so it was very exciting, and I really wanted that, but I never graduated to having a hook on the end. So this is you being me. Back when I used to work on that dude ranch, attempting to learn how to fly fish and getting very frustrated. Like, when do I get to the part where I get to catch the fish? But you do have a fish right here, right? So there's a reason why that story came up. I believe it's true. So you do have your fish already, though. You got your fish, but you're not trying to learn how to fly fish. You're trying to learn how to propel yourself and move through life. And move through a situation at will, and you're not there yet. And part of that has to do with feeling not worthy of it, and feeling not your own unworthiness is what's keeping you down here, even though your mind is saying like, I am ready to go. There's something about in your psyche that's still telling you you're still too young, you're still a child, you're still hitting everybody on the riverbank in the head with this dummy fly here on the end of this thing. You're not ready. So there's something else. You feel ready. Your mind is like, I'm ready, come on, let's move. But there's something in your self-esteem and your self-worth that isn't ready yet, that is telling you that you're not ready. So you're of course, you're Pisces. You could go in two different directions. So you also have Queen Bee. I'm not sure if you got this one the last time too, but this is about where we're finding our sustenance. We also find our stingers sometimes. And this could be an actual person in your life. I usually get that it is actually like someone who identifies as a woman. And it does have like a real hints of a reproductive female reproductive organ here. And there's on the one hand this, on the other hand this. So this, to me, this references a person external to you in your life. I have never even thought about it as being internal. On the one hand this, on the other hand this. I've always thought of this card as someone external to you, someone in your life from whom you both get honey and stings. You love them, but they hurt you. Yeah. So there's some sorts that's both of pain and of sustenance for you in your life. And the Queen Bee, of course, we know her from middle school. Popular. Nobody actually liked her. They were just scared of her and the power she was willing to wield and have over others. So you would go to, so people that interacted with your Queen Bee, with your middle school and high school Queen Bee, what they get from being with her is a sense of popularity and prestige. The price, of course, is pretty high for having to deal with with girls, usually verbal abuse that gets meted out in those situations. Okay, Pisces, this is your past, your present, your inner landscape, what's at issue, your environment, your to-do list, and your possible outcome. Okay, so in your recent past, you have the Chariot, some sort of fast movement. It might have been an actual trip, an actual journey. Might have not been, given coronavirus here these days. But you have a magic wand, two things finally working together, coming together and moving very quickly together. So there's it felt a little bit magical, this movement. It was through the stars, I want to say, sort of cosmically aligned. Things cosmically aligned and moved together very quickly. In your present situation, you have this Three of Cups. You have a union of friends, communion, singing together, relating. This is very soulful, very emotional connection. So you're connecting emotionally with others, with friends. That's what's going on in your present situation. This is a beautiful, lovely card as far as just people coming together. They're singing together and coming together and enjoying each other's company, listening, sharing, a real mutually supportive, emotionally supportive environment here. Oh my gosh, look at this. You also have, in your inner landscape, so you have the Three of Cups here, and then you have the Three of Pentacles here. I don't usually, there are some readers that just go any of the threes is a three-party situation, and I don't buy that at all. In the sort of Kabbalah idea of tarot, three, that's not which is what I subscribe to. It's not that, but with a couple of these showing up, it could be. But you may or may not want that. So in your inner landscape, what's on your mind, your hopes, is for teamwork, people working together to create something beautiful, something safe for everybody, a sanctuary, some safety in working together as a team, building something gorgeous, with everybody playing their part and everybody doing their part and everybody working together very harmoniously. Since this is in your present situation, right now we have the emotional aspect of this sort of group and team, a choir aspect here. And then here we have, okay, but can we actually turn this into reality? Can we bring this choir, this beautiful emotional sharing, can we bring this to reality? Is the team going to work? I'd like the team to work. I'd like the team, everybody to be able to work together to be able to make this happen and make this more concrete and a safe place for everybody. So that's something that's what you're hoping for, I think. And then in your and what's at issue here is the Seven of Pentacles. So in the upright, the Seven of Pentacles would be like, I've done my work and now I'm sitting back and waiting somewhat patiently for the rewards. But it's in the reverse. So you either didn't plant the seeds and you're waiting for nothing to come up, or sometimes as a former gardener, you would need to test your seeds to make sure they're viable, especially if they're older, before you plant them, because the last thing you want to do is be standing here waiting for seeds that are dead, not gonna come up, not gonna arrive, never coming up, and you're just sitting there like, come on, grow. And they're like, no, that was 5 years ago, bitch. You should have got some new seeds or planted us back then if you wanted us to grow. So that could be what's going on, is you never planted the seeds. You don't realize you didn't plant the seeds. You thought maybe you planted the seeds. But so you may be waiting, or this could also be waiting very impatiently, not really wanting, maybe you keep digging up the seeds to see, like, are you growing yet? No. Okay. Are you growing yet? No. Okay. So this is like the "are we there yet" energy. So a lot of impatience. And what if you're impatient and you don't even, it's not even a viable seed? I mean, I guess this is why you're hopeful that this, whatever you've planted is going to work out and it's going to work together. But there's some impatience here, or some sort of misunderstanding about the viability of the seeds. So yeah, a lot of impatience, not really wanting to take it step by step, not wanting to wait, but wanting to pluck fruit that is not ready yet. So in your environment, you have the King of Wands. So this could be male or female. This is probably an actual person, very dynamic, very intuitive, very charismatic. There's a resurrection vibe here. We've got our salamander, a symbol of resurrection that we see over and over again in the tarot here. Patience, strength, a king of intuition and yeah, you have a king here, very intuitive. In your environment, somebody in your environment has mastered this level. Your to-do list is to be the queen. A gender doesn't matter, but this could be bringing forward a feminine energy, whether you're male or female. But this is about focusing on what you have, focusing on. So the kings are usually focusing on. So this is intuition as it relates to my whole kingdom, as it relates to all of my subjects, all of my court helpers and advisors, and being intuitive about everybody and the whole kingdom, and making sure that you're caring for the whole kingdom. The queen vibe is more about a mastery of your own situation and where you're at. So this is becoming a master of where you're at. This could mean money. This could mean job. The pentacle is about some sort of physical reality. So this is understanding the work that you've done and appreciating that, appreciating what you've done and appreciating what you have, and appreciating and really understanding and focusing on your life, your situation, what you have, your money, and what you've earned and what you've built, and really focusing on your life as regards to your pentacles. So that's what you are meant to do, is to come into focus of what is where you're actually at. I'm wondering about how it relates to the sea witch here, like focusing on, you know, maybe it's self-worth, because we're talking about money, we're talking about, you know, net worth, but we could also be talking about a sense of self-worth, a sense of appreciating who you are and all the work you've done to get here. And we were talking about that here, were we? But you've done a lot of this work. I mean, you've played with this a very long time. You understand this situation right here. This is the only situation. Your self-worth was the only situation that was holding you back with this. You've got this, but you still perceive yourself as a child in some way, as not quite being worthy and not quite. But this is about, I think, leveling up and seeing yourself as worthy of this coin. It's your coin. You did work for it, you know, seeing it as you know, focusing on getting your hook on the end of your fly string. So you get, you know, what do you get? The rewards for all your labor here. And then where you're going, your possible outcome here, this is very sweet. Your 10 of Cups, maximum emotional happiness and fulfillment. The fulfillment of this emotional journey that you've been on. There's a lot of emotional fulfillment. The only things I see is that you're worried about teamwork, and you are feeling a little impatient, and maybe even wondering if these seeds are ever going to sprout. And you're concerned about being able to build something with a team that is sustainable and safe. And then there might be some self-worth issues you need to work out and understand how much work you've done and where you're at. But the rest of this reading is fairly beautiful. I mean, we do have the Queen Bee, we do have the Stinger here, and maybe that's what's causing this to be a question and a concern for you, where you're hoping for, but you're not 100% confident, because there could be somebody here that is known for their stingers, and you're not 100% sure that they're going to be able to work with the situation. But here's your possible outcome, is emotional fulfillment. So we've got this, like, focus on your worth, your value, you know, the work that you have done. You know, you've done a lot of work with this. The problem here is working on a sense of worth and a sense of worthiness. This queen has no doubt that this coin is hers. No doubt whatsoever. She loves this coin. It's hers. She earned it. And so that sense of worth and that sense of worthiness is something that you need to be working on this week. All right, Pisces, I hope that was helpful for you. Thank you so much for your likes, subscribes, and comments. I really do appreciate them, and I really do love hearing how, you know, it's just nice to get feedback, you know, and hear how these have helped and affected you. Because, you know, mostly it's just me staring into my camera at home. So it's nice to actually interact with people. All right, I hope you have a wonderful week.